Hello, everybody at the I Do Society. Thank you for having me. My name is Nina Adio, and today we're going to be talking about organic social media marketing to assist your ad strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get this presentation rolling here. So we can just take it away and forget the small talk, right? But maybe a little small talk. Let's talk about our agenda for today. I'm going to be discussing what makes organic content so valuable, how your organic social media will work alongside your ad strategy, types of content you can feature on your social media profile. So we'll kind of get the wheels turning, best applications for repurposing and leveraging existing social media content. So I'll give you some of my hacks of how I get ideas or repurpose and tools I use and how organic and paid ads can work hand in hand. So, if we haven't met before, hi, I'm Nina Adio, and at I Do Wedding Marketing, it is a social media marketing agency with a focus on the wedding industry. So, my background was working in house for a group of wedding venues, and that's where my passion started. But at the time, the marketing budget was my salary, right? So everything I learned, I had to do organically. No ads, no mark. I had to do this all on my own. So then I started to apply big marketing tactics into this hyper local setting for wedding professionals. So my main offering is full service social media management. But if you just kind of want to learn and implement on your own, go ahead and download the I Do Wedding Marketing podcast. I have over 100 episodes ready for you to binge, watch, and listen to. So here's one of the most important things to remember about social media before you get overwhelmed is that being everywhere is the same as being nowhere if you're not active. You're not trying to reach everyone. You're trying to reach your ideal client. And your ideal client wants to see a know, like, and trust factor when they get to your social media profile. So, for example, I was like, I'm a social media manager. I should be on Snapchat. I downloaded a Snapchat, the app. I put one post where I didn't know what I was doing, and that was it. And is that really going to help me make business? No, no, it's not. And the same goes for really any business. If you're running ads on any of these platforms, then these are the ones to focus on because you should have supportive organic content on your feed. Chances are you're running ads on Facebook and Instagram, so that's going to be where I focus most for this presentation. So before you can I'm going to answer it for you, right? Why? We have ads. Why do we need organic content alongside the ads? It's really about the support that your organic social media marketing is going to offer. So, we mentioned before the know, like, and trust factor. So, picture this, you have a beautiful ad and it's garnered a couple's attention or interest on Instagram. They go to your profile to see more. What are they seeing when they go there? Okay. Are they seeing Ghost City? Nothing. Nothing. Are they seeing posts from 2021 or earlier? Are they seeing maybe personal photos, irrelevant memes, political memes, irrelevant content? You can't assume that a couple, if they're turned off by your social media, which is where their ads are meeting them, that they're then going to go to your website and have their mind change. You could lose them right there. And I want to kind of go into each of these elements a bit and say why they're important. So, Ghost City. If nobody's active on the platform, there's no posts. It's not giving the couples anything more to go on. It's not giving them the chance to see the bridal gowns that you have or the what it looks like at your venue, letting them see how happy couples are in their dress at their venue, etc. If they're seeing posts from 2021 or earlier, lots of businesses unfortunately closed between 2020 and 2022. If you don't have any posts from them, they may think you're not in business. I went to a post the other day, and this down here was the comment on it. This venue is listed as closed on Google. How do we inquire? I would hate for you to get comment like that and miss it, or for somebody to think your business may be closed. Because most people aren't going to comment to ask. They're just going to move on. So the bottom line here is that someone should be checking the social media. In an ideal world, someone will check daily. But what's reasonable is every 2 or 3 days. So what I would recommend in a scenario like this, let me just go back, is that if you have somebody on your team who you can start to have. Just making sure I'm recording. I'm like panicking. No, I'm recording. Good. Okay. You want somebody, whether it's you or somebody on your team checking it. If you are in a position where you have somebody working a reception desk or the phone, I would add it in that they're checking the Facebook and Instagram messages at the start of their shift and maybe towards the end. Um, this is important because your ads are putting eyes on your brand. All right. Most of them are going to go through your ad funnel, but some of them are going to be sending you a message, and you don't want to be missing those things. Also, by checking the social media, you're getting other things like shared content. When a bride posts how they looked in the dress and tags you or tags at the venue, you could be missing leads or important direct messages. You could be missing collaborator post invitations. That is one of the newer features on Instagram where if a photographer, for example, shares a photo taken at your venue, they invite you as a collaborator. And if you accept it, it goes onto your feed too. That is free organic content that you didn't even have to make. You just had to be logging on to check. And you could be missing comments that require attention, like the one we saw before. Okay, guys, coffee break, right? All right. So the other important element of your organic social media content is the data that you get from it. We already know that content is going to help you stay on top of mind, showcase your best work, and help you to collaborate and engage with others. That could be other ideal couples or other vendors too. But social media posts offer us data and it can benefit your paid ad strategy. But let's do a big disclaimer, and I'm going to give you an example too. It's not as simple as saying, my most liked post will make my best ad. No, I like this post best, so it would make the best ad. No, most of us are not our target audience, unfortunately, right? This post got the most likes, so it will make a great ad. And Instagram told me to boost this, so it must be right. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So I'll give you an example. I had one of my clients had a viral post that we did. It was a meme style post of Jennifer Lawrence saying, "You want me to do what?" And the caption was, "When you just get engaged and you realize there's a wedding to plan." So it was saying that use a planner. But there's a lot that it didn't do, right? It didn't really speak to a target audience. Yeah, she's talking about planning a wedding, but she plans weddings in Detroit. This is something that went viral nationally. It doesn't really have a call. It doesn't have a call to action in the post itself at all. And despite almost 2 million views, this is not getting us conversions. Yes, it's getting account reaches and likes and shares and saves, but the profile activity is only 265. And this did not translate into any Detroit area leads. So, yes, it was the most viewed, it was the most liked, it was the most shared, it was the most saved. That does not mean it's going to make a great ad. It did its job as an organic post, right? It got her in the explore page. It got her on the feed. It got activity. So hopefully people would engage with other things. But it was not generating the brand awareness that you want to see in an ad. So what posts can we include to diversify your feed to generate relevant followers, engagement, and leads, right? Other than just these viral posts, which only serve a very specific purpose. So to know what content to post, you really just have to start trying it. And here are some examples that I will do when I'm starting with an account. So first I want to do an educational example and I want to keep it location specific. So an example of that would be saying the 5 best engagement photo locations in Detroit, Michigan for the summer season. This is not just for a photographer. I would post this even if I was a salon, a venue, etc., because the idea is I'm trying to reach people who are engaged and in Detroit. So, do something like this for your own area. And that is the intention of a post like that. That's going to reach my really hyper specific audience. An entertaining example. So that would be, let's say, a reel saying, "You won't believe how this groom was about to react to his boutonniere." So I use boutonniere as if it was a florist example. If you're a bridal salon, you could say, "You won't believe how this groom was about to react to seeing the bride's dress." Something like that. Or how the couple was going to react to seeing their reception space for the first time. Something that's entertaining. It's hooking people because they're like, what's the reaction going to be? But it's relevant to what you do. And an inspirational example. So saying we are in awe of this transformation at the Whiskey Factory Detroit. This is why we do what we do. So in this example, I'm trying to bring in the vendor and the location and the people. So this way I'm focused on that location for organic posts. And that's because with organic marketing, I don't have the great tools that ads have. Ads can dictate the locations they want to reach people at. You don't get that with social media regular posting, right? You have to capture people in your area by posting something that is relevant to people in your area. So a lot of people say, I don't know what I'd be able to post. And I will say this now. Most of my clients who do full service social media, I don't have a single one who is paid to do posts every day. And that's because you don't need to do them every day, especially if you have an ad strategy going too. So on the average, we do 4 posts a week. The lowest would be 3. But I gave an example of how you could map out what a weekly schedule would look like. So on Sunday, you could do a real wedding, real couple, or recap of what you just did over the weekend. Monday is when you could do one of those educational carousel or graphic posts or answer an FAQ. Tuesday is when you could do a professional photo carousel. Carousels are when you're posting more than one image. They particularly work on Instagram because if somebody doesn't engage with the first photo as they're swiping on their feed, Instagram will feed that post out again, showing the following photos. So now your post has 2 opportunities to capture somebody. That increases your reach, that increases your odds of conversions, etc. So when I'm doing a professional photo, post of a wedding that was taking place, I'm always showcasing at least 2 photos for that reason. Wednesday is when I would do a reel with a hook. And so a hook is something that's going to make somebody want to keep watching. And I'll give you some examples of those as we go. And then Thursday, you can do another photo of your choosing, right? It could be photographer, a stock photo, one of your own. It doesn't have to be, some people like it to be really hyper specific what they're posting each day. Here, I'm a little broad. Friday, you can post a review. And then Saturday is when we would do a reel that's more of a meme or a trend. So, what data points am I looking for with my organic social media content? What I really want to see as I do these posts, I'm looking to see which ones are getting website clicks, or on Instagram, they have it listed on Facebook as external link taps. I want to see which one bring page visits, and I want to see which one brings follows. So what really these mean is that someone is taking an action that's stopping their scroll on Instagram and coming into your space. So that's a pretty huge deal, right? Because you know what it's like when you're doom scrolling. Nothing's going to stop that. Nothing. I could be screaming at my husband, but he's still got to finish watching that reel, So If somebody is stopping that to go to your website, that's a real good indicator that that was a spot on post. Same with the page visits. And then on Reels right now, Instagram does not have the insights for it. The way you find these is when you go to your profile and open a post, there'll be an insights button. And then you scroll down and these stats will be here. Reels has profile activity rather than external link tap. So that's what I'm looking at there. So another benefit to organic social media is that it gives you more content that you can repurpose to places you are not advertising, right? Chances are a TikTok, Pinterest, or LinkedIn ad strategy may not make sense for you, but repurposing existing content to these platforms is a fast and easy way to get additional exposure and data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do this. So you could see how easy it is. So I use a site called inflac.com, and it takes my Instagram reels and it downloads them without watermarks and posts them to Pinterest, then I post them to Pinterest, TikTok, or LinkedIn. So I'll pull up inflac.com. You go to tools and then to reels. And then I'm going to go to my profile and I'll pick one of my own reels. So this way I don't have to put anyone else in the hot seat, right? And I'm clicked my reel and I'm gonna click the URL for it. I do this from my desktop. I find it much easier that way. And I'm gonna paste the URL. Sometimes it doesn't download the first time. We'll see what happens. Oh, here it is. Yay. So then I'm gonna download it. And it's going to save the audio, it's going to save the video, and it's not going to add an Instagram watermark. And then from here, I have this saved, and I just go to my LinkedIn or my Pinterest, and I just upload it there. And let me tell you, this stuff is working really well on when I repurpose it onto LinkedIn. If you want to follow me and be friends on LinkedIn, I'm at Nina Adio, and I'll show you how easy this was. So I'm going to upload that file. Should be in my downloads. And I'm honestly going to just copy and paste the caption. It is that easy. Now, if I wanted to on LinkedIn, you can add a thumbnail or cover. I'm not going to do this for this one because we are recording and there isn't anything I want to really modify. Other than I'm going to add the URL later to the post, but for now I'm just gonna go ahead and post it. And what I do from here is I get to see how these posts perform in another setting. A lot of the ones I do to TikTok or Pinterest, and it's the same process that I just did there on LinkedIn. You really get a lot of nice organic traction. I actually can go back out of my screen to show you another feature that I do on Canva. Now, guys, my Canva is a disaster. It's a mess. This is just so many different things. So let's see a random one I can pick. So I'm going to pick these templates I have. And let's say this is what I had posted on Instagram as a carousel, and now I want to post it as a Pinterest pin. If you have Canva Pro, you can resize it into a Pinterest pin. If you had several posts, you can click the ones that you want to become the pin. If it's just one, then you just do one, and then it will copy and resize it for you. Another hack that you can do is that you can take this post here, and let's say you wanted some caption ideas for it or even a blog post. You can hit resize and magic switch, transform into doc, and then you would hit blog post. And then it is going to transform this into its own blog post. And let me tell you, the content that Canva comes up with for these is really darn good. I think you're really going to like what you get. But so that's just showing you how you can make sure that the content you're repurposing is fitting for the platform that you are using. And another really important thing that organic social media offers us is that it's a free sales tool, okay? And let's talk about your specific promotions. When you're doing an ad strategy, you're typically working on your ongoing offers, something that you're always doing. You're not going to go, look, let's go all in on the ads for Mother's Day or for our winter wedding package, because those are temporary. So you can use your organic social media to take care of those short-term sales pitches. So one example I have is a beachfront wedding venue. We're wondering, they're saying, why aren't we getting more winter wedding inquiries and bookings? The answer was they weren't talking about them. So that means the solution is to talk about how you offer winter weddings and events and then do it again. So we went really hard on Reels talking about winter weddings and, showing people the storytelling too through the video and the content and the captions of what that looks like. So here are some hooks that you can do, how you can repurpose content with the same message. So this is how we're able to talk about winter weddings over and over again without it getting stale. So we changed the hook. So some examples. Want to know what a winter wedding on the beach looks like? Couples cannot believe our venue is open year round. Bet you had no idea this venue offers beach weddings even in the winter. What sets our beach venue apart? That it's open all year round. So it's kind of like hook, answer, hook, answer. Another thing that you can do is to switch up the background in the photo. So this way you're giving the same message, but showing something different. Now, if you don't have a large library of content, I use some resources like GridBank. Canva has videos in their library, which can be really great. Unsplash, that's a free resource that has both photo and can have video content too. Sourced Co. is a paid for wedding stock site, and the same with GBP Wedding Style Stock. That's a paid for stock site. So if you go to idoweddingmarketing.com/resources, I do keep these listed. So what we're doing from here is some of you guys have submitted your profiles to receive a bit of an on-the-fly audit. So I'm going to pause for a second, get those profiles out, and then we will look into those accounts and we'll give you some friendly feedback. Okay, first up, we have Ceremonies by Sabra. Thank you for submitting your profile. So what I would like to see here, I love how you have everything detailed out and easy to read. And it looks like you have probably a zip code here. But for me, I don't know where that is. I think it would help if you added into your name the region you serve, because this is all searchable. Somebody's searching for an officiant in a particular area, that will help you to come up and search. If you can't fit it in the name, then I would try to add it someplace here. But this all is really great. And what I'm seeing with the content is that I would like to see more consistent branding across here. Because what happens is when we're seeing all this text and it's all different, our eyes don't know where to focus, and then we end up seeing nothing. So in between these graphic posts, I would want to see more posts like this. This is another great post. More of these in between all of these, because this particular recent part of your feed, that's where you may lose people and they don't know where to look and they're not seeing what you do. So one thing I would do for a hack, because I love the idea of having coffee in the wedding ceremony, right? That's a lot of fun, but I would love it to fit in with your branding. So let's assume that this is your branding. And this is going to be another Canva hack that I'm going to show you. So let's say I wanted to do an Instagram post about coffee. So I'm quickly going to I'm going to go to elements, and I'm just doing this really quick. I'm not making what I would actually post, but I'm going to add coffee cup, and I'm going to add text saying you can include coffee in your wedding ceremony. And let's just make this bigger so you can see it. And here's what I'm going to do from here. I'm going to go to my logos and I'm going to put in my logo. But here's what I'm doing with this. I may not even keep the logo in here. I'm going to right click on it and hit apply colors to page. And now it is using my branding in this graphic. You can click it again and get more examples. And you keep going till you see something that you like and that works for you. If your logo doesn't have all of your colors, you can just make a document that does and put it into the Canva file and just right click and hit apply colors to page. So that's how you can create that more cohesive look that's going to be much easier on the eyes so people can see what it is that you're doing. But great job. Um, Looks like you have, your hashtags there. I like that your hashtags are varied. That it's also going business to business as well as just weddings. I would like to get maybe a little bit more. Well, this post is about wedding businesses. So that would be irrelevant, my feedback I was going to give. So let's see another one. So it looks like you're good at making your hashtag specific to what you are talking about. And that is so important. You want your hashtags, guys, to be relevant. 3 relevant hashtags will work better than 30 mishmash hashtags, okay? And you have all the vendors, which is great. I would just add them in the back tag, which is when they're tagged here too. Why do I do that? Because then they get a message that they've been tagged. So it's not just a notification, but they get a message. Very often you're checking your notifications on the go and you can miss it. When you have this in your messages, it's easier to see. And then it gives you the opportunity to start a conversation too. Say, thanks for tagging me and to start communicating with people. All right, I'm going over time. So, or almost. So I want to move along. So we have the agave estates. You say where you are, which is terrific, and you say where you are in the name. Love it. You have what it is that you do and what you're trying to sell. You have all the events you do, and then your offer, which is the all-inclusive packages available. So that is excellent. And here, some of these may be collaborator posts, but let's see. You have reels. What I love is that it's a reel, real REAL, real video. It shows a couple looking at this. They're seeing what will my first dance look like. They're looking at the background. They're seeing where guests are sitting. That's what a couple seeking the venue is looking for. And that's what I want to see here is, do we have those moments that couples are going to look for? Here's another check off. They're going, okay, this is where my first look can be. And so I'd like to see a little more of the reception space. We have it down here, but this is terrific. I think you guys are doing a great job. Let's just look at the hashtagging and whatnot and see how that is. So this is great. You have a specific message of that it's 2024. I can't see if you have a location tag, but I would recommend it if you don't. Um, and look at this great comment. That's a comment I would pin, and I would grab this and make my own post with it. So what I would do is I would take a photo on Canva of your venue, and I would paste this over it and showcase that real feedback. And then I think I would add a little more Texas wedding hashtags here. Wedding venue, Houston venue, but Texas wedding venue, Houston wedding venue. Just add a few more of those in there. But I am really pleased with the content. I would just add your location, which can be your physical location, your city, your county, go big and small. I do a variety of them because the location is searchable. When couples want to see what a venue looks like, they're going to go to the location tag too, because they want to see what real photos are, the ones that aren't just being curated. So as many of those that you can get in there, the better, right? Because we want the top posts to be more that showcase the venue looking good. So the more that you do that, you did that with these I know were your posts. And this is also a great way to find content, guys, for your venue or even your salon. See who's checking in. This is a great post, and what they're posting. And then you can use Inflact, what we did before. Let's say we wanted to show this table. You can download it with Inflact. So I'm going to inflact.com, tools. This time I'm going to go to photo and I'm going to paste that in. And then when I go to repost it, you're going to tag Sweet Crave Houston, Texas. So you're still giving that credit to that person and you're getting content for your own profile too. So let's move on to Mom Mason. And here we have that you're a wedding venue. You have that you're in the Texas Hill Country. Terrific. You could add that up here like Agave had. And you have your call to action, schedule a tour. So now people know where to go next. You have a great amount of followers, which is fantastic to see. And I love you got the vendor credits. They are back tagged. Like, I am loving this. I would just add a few more Texas related hashtags or Texas wedding related hashtags, as many as you can get. A radiant bride launch of a cavity, it's the eager crowd. I love this. I would just add in like in our ballroom, in our reception space, add in your name and as much as you can and link it to you, right? Make it specific to you. Here's another one, turning their wedding into a disco night. Love it. Once again, like, make it boogie down on their big day, with us at the Mason, or for your Texas Hill Country wedding. Make it more than something that could be copy and pasted for any venue. Bring it back to you a bit. Uh, that's because these terms are SEO. So when people are searching Hill Country Wedding Venue, it's not just people who are using it in their hashtags and bio. Your captions do that too. So that's why it's important to make sure that the captions are working too. I wonder if this is ChatGPT, and I only say that because of how the hashtags are capitalized. I use ChatGPT for captions. I have a course on it. I would just add in the prompts to be mentioning your area or your name. Because once again, we're saying to kind of link it back to you guys. But everything else is really great. What I'm seeing right away, if I'm a couple, I'm seeing this because I'm seeing your space. I'm seeing this because this is like a gorgeous human bird cage. It's fantastic. I'm seeing the ceremony space. You want to tell the story of the wedding. It's not just about posting the most recent weddings. It's saying picture yourself here. All that's missing is the two of you, and showing where people are going. And you guys are doing a great job of showing all those locations. Now we have Flourish LA, West Los Angeles Relaxed Luxury Bridal Shop. Once again, I would just add this in here, add West Los Angeles Bridal Shop or just Bridal Shop in the name. And I would say if you guys have a niche of who you cater to or the style of dresses, I would add a little more in here, maybe modern dresses for the modern bride. This is fun too. So this is great. It's great that you have the real weddings and you have all the other vendors featured. You have them back tagged too, which is terrific. I would look to make sure that the gown, or talk a bit more about the gown. Okay. Who's the designer? Um, Tiana gown. Okay. As much as you can about the gown, and then the hashtag have the type of gown and information about that too. It's great to have in salon content. If I'm getting, going to be trying on wedding dresses, I want to know where I'm doing it. One, I want to know what dresses you have, and two, I want to know what it looks like in there. Just because trying on dresses can be very intimidating for some. So knowing, you know, that this is going to be a safe space is really great. So I love that you did the Bridgerton dresses. I would try posting this even again when the second half of the show comes out. And say, you know, which characters do you want to see next? Do we have a Lady Featherington or Cressida and her crazy headpieces, you know? But this is great, and I would just keep reposting it to tell you the truth, or post it to stories. You have the Bridgerton tags. I'm trying to just see why it didn't do better. I would tag, let's see if you did it here, each of the designers and maybe add, you know, the Daphne is what? The Penelope is what? Get those search terms in. So when people are searching for a certain bridal designer, they're finding you and you're expanding your reach. Only have a few minutes left, and I want to try to get to more of you guys. So we have La Belladonna, Philadelphia, luxury bridal. You say the sizes and that you do mother's gowns and formal wear too, and that you're appointment only. So that's great. I'm looking for that because I want to make sure that you have the need to know information. And speaking of need to know information, great use of a pin post. Guys, a pin post means it's going to live at the top of your feed all the time. So when someone sees your ad, they go to your profile, but they're maybe they've never booked a bridal salon appointment before, they're feeling, you know, uncertain, they're going to see all this information here, which is terrific. And this would be a great post to use the magic switch on Canva with that we did before to transform it into a blog post, and you could reuse that too. And look at this excellent comment here. Pin this post and it will always live on the top. For me, if I saw your ad and I saw this and then I saw that comment, you know, I'm gonna inquire. So here it looks like we have a great mix of real wedding photos, great tagging, it would be a lot to back tag, but I would do the most important ones, like the venue, the coordinator, whoever's in the post, I really would try to back tag them. Um, and let's see. And then you have the gown specific tags, which is great for Lillian West. I would add the gown name if it has the hashtag too. I know some salons will hashtag it. Not some salons, but some designers. Each kind of design has its own hashtag and whatnot. So if that's the case, I would do that too. Um, and this looks like it's a designer provided photo, which is great. I really want a mix of both, right? I want to see what it looks like from the designer, what it looks like actually on a real wedding. And then maybe I would try to add more of these, right? You have the in salon post too. So you have the great mix of all the entities and features. And so here we're seeing a mix of location hashtags. I think I would work on more engagement, you know, to try and get these numbers up. So by engagement, what I mean is, all right, let's say this venue is a great lead source for you. I'd be checking in, you know, who's following this venue. I'm clicking followers. I'm going to see who's following. I'm going to see who's commenting and liking their recent posts. And if I notice that couples are, then I'm going to start engaging with you. Is this a venue where, so they do a lot of different things, but so this may not be the best example, but so I would go in, see who's liking, and I would try to engage with these people to try and get that engagement rate up. But the beauty of doing ads alongside this is that that's going to take care of that for you. And now we have satin and lace. I love how the highlights are looking. I would want to review Bridal Boutique. Okay, excellent. You have the pricing even and where else they can find you. So really great storytelling there. All right, we got another Bridgerton post, which is fantastic. And I would do the same bit of advice where I'm calling out each dress. I love that you show the character too and who the dress is, who the designer is, because we really want people to fall in love and to save and share and to want more of this designer and this experience. I like this post a lot. I would say to try and be like Florida wedding, Florida bridal shop, Florida salon. More specific hashtags, I think, are going to help you here. I use a site, I pay for this. It's a paid site. It's called IQ Hashtags. And I'll search hashtags. So for you, let's see if I just do Florida salon and what comes up. So I click this. And this is like coming up a lot of hair salons, so, but then once that's done, maybe I'll do Orlando salon if you were in there. So let's do Florida wedding. And you even want to get more specific than that, do Tampa wedding, etc. But what I'm doing is I'm clicking the ones that I want to use, and you can sort this by the amount of posts. So you're not only doing super you don't want like the ones in the millions, you want the ones that are in the hundred thousands, and you click them, and then when you're ready, you can do up to 30, and you copy the hashtags and you put them in. But that was a whirlwind, and we just about used our time. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Nina Adio at I Do Wedding Marketing. So if you want an audit of your Instagram, just go on ahead, fill out my contact form. Let me know you found me from the I Do Society, and I'll give you some feedback on your Instagram of what I would recommend implementing, what's going great, and what maybe could be improved on, if anything, right? Because a lot of you guys had really great stuff. So once again, you can reach me at idoweddingmarketing.com on the contact form. You can also find my resources, my ChatGPT for wedding marketing course, and my podcast on there. Thank you so much, Mark and Heidi, for having me, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.